My name is Steve. I am the Affordable Life Coach. There is so much noise in our world. There's so much distraction. There's so much fluff. There's so much focus on trivialities, superficiality. And then we wonder why we're unfulfilled, why our life doesn't have more purpose, why we don't feel a deep sense of inner calm and contentment. We live life based on the rules of our culture, our society, the government, our environment, our peers, our family, and it squeezes us because it robs us of authenticity of who we are, what we want, and how we want to live, and living life on our own terms. One of my clients recently recommended a podcast about a Jamaican restaurant owner who did things his way. And his philosophy was, I'm going to create a restaurant that I want to be at, a work environment that I would enjoy. I'm going to make hours that work for me. And that's so contrary to how most of us live. We want to adapt to others, other people's conditions. And it's not easy to do, to escape that. It is possible, but it's not easy to do. And sometimes we do have to make that compromise because we feel like we're getting a greater reward. And yeah, he says, like, I don't have posted hours. I just kind of come in when I feel like coming in and opening up. I think he has regular, he just doesn't work earlier in the mornings. But the one thing he emphasizes, he's got to take care of himself first. He goes to the gym and does other stuff early in the morning, and then the restaurant. Then he goes to his restaurant and to tend to business. And we're just not in an environment where we put ourselves first. And this is not to blame other people, because we are responsible for this. If we want to have materialistic things, to live a comfortable life, we have to pay a sacrifice. And that's why minimalism and simplicity is so important. But it gets spirituality and our inner being gets lost in the mix. And it's so easy just to be taken by the current and not live life by your own terms. And when I'm coaching clients, it's wonderful to just help them discover what their own terms are, what it is that they really truly want in their life, what it means to connect with their deeper, intuitive, wiser self. It's just not a skill that we're taught. We're taught everything is just how to exist within this system and be obedient little boys or girls. And I'm not saying we have to rebel or we have to fight the system, or I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying, why don't we start with ourselves? Most of us are riveted with anxiety, stress, anger, fear, depression, loneliness, hopelessness, purposelessness. Why don't we start there and look deep inside and cleaning that space, that spiritual space up in our lives? And our world will start to reflect that, because we just want to blame everything on somebody else, something else, the system. And I'm saying, if you're aware of it, that's empowering, because you don't have to be a victim anymore. You can heal yourself. You can heal yourself from your past wounds, your past pain, your conditioning, brainwashing, mind control, and it's very subtle, but it's everywhere. And there's like a force or a pressure that just demands our conformity, demands for us not to rock the boat, demands us to live by other people's terms. And it doesn't have to be like that. And we could start small. We could, when I'm coaching clients, we start with just small little things, and then we gradually work our way up. But there's just a lot of emptiness and just superficiality in our lives and in the world. And when you become what you eat, you become what you take in with your senses. And that's why I love reading books and getting and doing a deep dive on a topic or a subject, or having deep, meaningful conversations. I just can't do superficial small talk. It's really challenging for me, and I realize it's a bridge. But if we're not even connecting with ourselves deeply, how are we supposed to expect to connect with other people? And it's such it's just a mind shift that will change the whole direction, trajectory of our lives. And it's so much more rewarding and fulfilling. And when you're rewarded and you're fulfilled and you have a deep sense of contentment, you don't want to chase all the fleeting pleasures and desires, the escapism, the following what the latest your sports team did, or the latest gossip or drama, or what an actor or an actress is saying or doing, or all the political turmoil. And again, sometimes I get sucked up in this, and I see how it makes me feel. There's like a hangover effect. And the difference between that versus reading or going on walks or exercising or going on hikes or having deep conversations with people or journaling or self-reflecting or doing something creative or doing something fun. And it's so easy to just get swept up with the masses, just what our environment, what people are doing around us. And it's so easy to get in a rut and to think life sucks and everything's bad and it's everybody else's fault. And that's one of my missions in life, is to help people break out of that. And some people don't even realize they're in that. They just feel maybe a low-level sense of discontentment, and they're not even aware of there's like they're held to the post by a small string. You know, you start with a chain on an elephant, then you start with a smaller chain, and then a smaller chain, then a thick rope, and then you can tie up an elephant, a huge elephant, with just a string. And so many of us are just tied up by all these little strings. And I'm always looking in my life, what can I cut? In my clients' lives, helping them figure out what things they can cut, what things that bind them, that could set them free. And it's such that journey is so rewarding and fulfilling and exciting, of waking up in the morning and going, how can I simplify my life? How can I not only eat healthier, take better care of our physical body, that's a given, but how can I take care of my soul, my spiritual being, my mental health, my psychological health? What things that are weighing me down or tying me down, even if they're very subtle, the cumulative effect of it is huge. Can I cut and snip from my life and set myself free? Because so many of those things that bind us, we've chosen. We're complicit in it. We've gone along with it. Not everything, but a lot of it was just making choices that were short-sighted and not looking to our future selves and how we can set ourselves up to be independent, to be content with little, to not need to engage in escapism, to have deep, meaningful connections, to have a healthy, vibrant, energetic body. Like, these are just the cumulative effect of small, medium, and large decisions. Day after day, every day we make hundreds of decisions. And those little decisions determine our destiny. And it's kind of exciting when you think about it. Like, man, just a little decision. I'm going to eat the apple instead of the cake. I'm going to go to the gym instead of turn on the screen. I'm going to reconnect with an old friend instead of watching Netflix to appease the deep sense of loneliness I feel. I'm going to do something that is hard or challenging or uncomfortable than sitting down on the couch. Like, all of those little decisions gradually over time change the course of our lives. And it's such a beautiful thing to witness when I'm coaching clients. And that's what I tell clients is like, it's my coaching style. It's slow, steady change, because that's really the only thing that lasts and works. And before you know it, you're on a different path, different journey, and a different destination. And it's not the destination that we've been conditioned to believe is the promised land. It's a destination that is very few find, very few discover. And it saddens me because most people from birth to grave only know what they've been conditioned to believe, only live by their self-perceived limitations, or are imprisoned by their fears or limited by their fears. Oftentimes we're like scared little children in adult bodies, just navigating our fears and our anxieties and our stresses, and how much that just zaps the vibrancy of what it means to be human. And it's just incredible. It takes so little to be content. And the stronger your spiritual foundation, the less you need. When I'm coaching clients, I'm like, okay, I want to focus on minimalism and simplicity, or whatever other goal they have. Those are, or bad habits, or too much screen time, or screen addiction, or eating crappy food. Like, those things are only the symptoms. If I, as a coach, I'm not a life coach, if I'm not working with clients on the deeper underlying wounds or underlying insecurities, fears, or causes of what's creating that symptomatic behavior, the habit will just rear its ugly head back. The bad habit will just rear its ugly head back up again and overtake you. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for this new year. I'm excited for this new mindset to not get pulled in to all the worldly drama. It's almost like you're a part of the world, but you're not in the world. Like, you can see what's really going on, and you don't need to be sucked in, dragged in, or participate, selling your soul completely to the worldly, materialistic, chaotic, dark system that traps us. And it's not as hard as people think. And anybody can do it because you don't need to change your environment. What we need to change our being, our soul, our spirit. And from there, the world starts to reflect what's within here. I've watched interviews of like people that were in the worst conditions and read things about people, in really tough situations. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. It's like it's incredible when your spirit is strong, what you can endure and what you can find peace with and equanimity. And it's that journey excites me. And that journey is every day I want to take one step forward, 2 steps forward in that direction. And I want to help others take forward a few steps forward in that direction. And then at the end of our lives, we can look back and go, man, I lived a rich, full, contented life. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not famous. I don't have a lot of material possessions. People don't, adore me. Some do, but when you break out of conformity, you get pushback. And to be loved and liked is not the highest goal. It's to be truthful. It's to be authentic, and to know on our deathbeds that we lived life on our terms. Man, there's no greater feeling, and there's no greater pain than living your life filled with regret, especially after it's too late. And it's not too late. We can all start today. And I'd be curious in the comments how you can apply, or if you have applied this mindset or lifestyle philosophy in your life, and what it looks like, and how do people respond to it, and what gives you the courage to live it. Because I think that's the thing that we're missing, is just the courage. And so having a life coach for everyone, it really makes a difference in getting that kind of support with somebody that's been doing this a long time and absolutely loves it, and has seen it really change people's lives in such an impactful, positive way. Yeah, even if it's a 10, 15, 20% improvement, I mean, we don't need to be black and white about this. Just growth is a beautiful thing, and especially when you're talking about spiritual growth. If you're interested in coaching, my email is in the description. The consultation is absolutely free, no obligation afterwards. The coaching sessions are ridiculously affordable, and if you'd like to support the channel, PayPal link in the description. And appreciate your comments. And if you want to see more videos, you want to like and subscribe, that's great too. And I really appreciate y'all if you made it to the end, because most people can't watch a video, beyond 5-7 minutes. It's unbelievable how much our attention spans have shrunk. And yeah, we're just always searching for the next fix, the next dopamine hit, the next video, the next thing, the next video that has flashing lights and fireworks and real high production value. I just try to keep it very simple, and hope these types of videos resonate with you. And writing a comment really lets me know. So I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.